We could go foraging for ingredients.
Let the wind lead.
Hey, look over there! She's all by herself, right? Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. Paimon's what? You mean you used to act like that too? So is this an invisible friend who hangs out with you sometimes? Or do they just exist in your imagination? Imaginary. Oh, you must mean imagined friend. So this imaginary friend of yours. When does Paimon get to meet? Seriously? So imaginary friends just... Oh, Paimon was looking forward to meeting yours. Hey! No way! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it...
Oh, Traveler! Fancy meeting you here.
Tone-deaf bard. What are you doing?
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraptions.
Why does the thought of Lisa's
Come now, that's no way to speak about the elegant Miss Lisa. For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous material.
Dangerous?
That's right. Looks like a monocle, but actually it's called an Ernama detector. Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while. And also, I'm testing it out for her.
Huh? Why can't Lisa use...
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike sense of wonder. If you want to know for sure, just ask her yourself sometime.
So, you can see them? Go on, tell us!
That would be telling. Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler. Take a look. See if you can see Nora's imaginary friend.
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work for you two.
Paimon wants to see? Wait, but this... All right then, you'll just have to be Paimon's eyes on the ground. Let's go see what... Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda...
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for
Wait, imaginary friends can be plants now?
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure, how can I help? Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty? Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend.
No fair. Paimon...
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with...
Friends with a flying plant?
Because then when it's windy, you and your friend can fly off and...
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people like to call it. I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his adventure. I think his name was... Stanley. Stanley's an adventurer. And you can tell he's an expert at it from the stories he tells. The amazing adventures of Stanley are super famous in Mondstadt. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell you some of his stories.
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But right now we have other things to attend to.
Flora's a pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next?
Paimon's thinking. Oh, how about that little guy on the bridge? No way!
Well, Well, that...
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out right now.
What say we postpone our conversation with Timmy for the time being?
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line? Seriously? How about we explore the area ahead of us later? Children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of...
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults...
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tavern, or you miss out on half...
Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused,
If I didn't know any better, I would
Just drink responsibly on my...
Oh, and if I did have one too many, what then?
Throw you out?
You know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy. You sold off his mansion.
I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose.
Is that so?
Sorry, I have no recollection.
That's odd. Master Diluc, I'm sure I saw such a vase...
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups...
Like I said, a lack of childlike wonder.
So people just stop dreaming when they grow up?
This raises an interesting question. Let's go and check. How about Ellen? Someone of her...
Uh-oh. Somehow Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary. Jean? What is Jean doing here? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? So she's so determined to become a knight...
Oh, hello.
Are you always training?
You bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventure. Oh, I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with Master Jean?
I mean, obviously, I want to become a knight.
Seems Ellen really looks up to Jean.
Oh, thanks. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the honorary knight. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't... How can I smash... Shame. How can I smash all these... Shame. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? So that's how to do it. I'm impressed. Oh, thank you. It's clear I still have a long way to go in my training.
So modest. I, for one, think you're quite...
Well, I'm exhausted from training, so clearly my fitness needs some work.
Ellen, she's our girl. If she can...
Thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here I forgot there's something I was... but I'm so sore from training. Honorary knight. Could you deliver a message to Jack for me? He's a friend of mine. Recently started as an adventurer. We were gonna meet up tonight and discuss adventure plans. Could you let him know? If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the Temple of the Lion. He's adventuring with Stanley's a truly legendary adventurer, renowned in all of Mondstadt. Great! Thank you.
What's the hurry?
the hurry?
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the storm terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. Looks like we can't go any further. We didn't bag all the loot last time!
Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high. Not to worry, allow me. Wouldn't gliding be faster? Brace yourselves.
Out of the frying pan!
Dodge this!
Wing blade!
You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Hey, are those guys? Nice and spicy.
Let's play!
I was so sure I was about to die.
To be fair, that... So, you must be Jack the Adventurer.
Yes. Who are you?
Actually, we came looking for you.
Ellen has a message for you. She said she won't be able to join you today to plan out your next adventure together. She'll join you some other time.
Oh, I see. I feel bad you had to come all this way to find me.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that I, Stanley.
Whoa! You're Stanley? You were that legendary adventurer?
I must say, it's an honor to meet one. Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
Well, I think you're not. In which case, why head?
Okay, motion passed by unanimous consent.
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Well, your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Mandavari.
Enough already! Ugh! Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Now, where was I?
partner reached the Merjavari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely! There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Merjavari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow. So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more. With a gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
Poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes, clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Merjavari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
Traveler, I believe I've made a small discovery. Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
What? Stanley has an imaginary friend?
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination on it. You're saying his imaginary friend is an idealized version of his own self? Interesting idea. But is it true?
Please excuse me. I'll be...
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told anyone. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those once wielded by Mondstadt's greatest hero, Vanessa herself. I don't know whether you believe me, but apparently, since you guys are the experts at this, can you come with me to try and retrieve these two legendary weapons? You bet! This is Stanley we're talking about. If I can just get a hold of something impressive enough to show my family what I'm capable of, maybe they'll finally come. Right now, I'm just a rookie. My abilities are limited. And so, what do you say? Help? I can't bring myself to tell Stanley about it because my reasons are so selfish.
Aw, poor Jack. Let's help Venti. You coming too?
I don't know.
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine that I had someone fetch for me a couple years ago.
Dadaupa Gorge, was it? Let's hurry. There's no time to lose.
That bunch of hilly churls. Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely!
Cool it! Don't push your luck. Oh, so sorry.
Boba, get them!
Freeze!
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Lo and behold, the Sword of Brilliant...
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Pop. Why would hilly churls be bowing down before a...
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoil...
This is in terrible shape, and it's so basic,
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an anemo crystal fly? If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and...
You're right. You're right. Then this...
So, let's scout around. It's definitely in Dadaupa Gorge, so...
There's somebody there.
Stanley? What's he doing here?
He's acting so...
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of the...
What? Where? I want to see.
Maybe another time. We have a shield to find, remember? Lo and behold, the shield of magnificent honor.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. It's a chunk of wood. A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached. Who in their right...
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah,
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is none other than the warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield the one that though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent strength of...
You do have a point, shiny new... Okay, then. Well, maybe if we ask... Ahem. Excuse? Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly churlian by now. If not, there's always body language. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that. Uh-oh. Oh no. We ticked him off big time.
Dodge this!
Hey! He dropped the shield of magnificent honor and ran!
guys, thank you so much. I can't believe I actually found— Mom, Dad, check out the legendary weapons I found!
Hey, wait! The wine, you promised! And I actually... What are you doing here, Stanley?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were also helping a friend...
Paimon's starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield here in advance so as to not hurt Jack's feelings?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You've fought battles here before, after all.
You better believe it. I can navigate this whole area.
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance. And your memory, too.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch out, though. This place is crawling with hill. I'll get back to my,
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Jack, should he? Although, on further reflection, I must say, someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present. I wonder if such a person was forced to take their first step towards the future.
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing to myself. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to Angel's Share tonight.
Tell me, Stan. Tell me.
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name? Could there be another person called
Oh, Stanley. It should have been me. I should have been the one that died in the Melchivari that day. Why won't you... If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died in that windless corner. You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend.
Does anyone get what's going on?
I think our friend really did make it to the Melchivari. And I think the tragedy he... But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, that was his part. The real Stanley is the one who died to save our Stanley.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place?
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Melchivari. He's the great... Stanley will never die, because... I'm sorry, Stanley. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes! We're buzzed.
Go away. Save it.
But...
Leave now. Don't make...
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword and shield. My parents are finally supporting me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me.
That's wonderful! So, Jack, is this the part where you bid farewell to Mondstadt and set off on your intrepid—
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go too far from home just yet. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. They're what inspired me to become an adventurer in the first place. Stanley, Oh, you're drunk again. We'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off.
Stanley's really fond of that kid, don't you think?
Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see.
Huh? All of a sudden you're facing the facts? That is—
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. His adventure is just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star, full of potential.
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure story.
Stories, experiences. To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy these days. That's my biggest secret of all, and my biggest fear. All these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality and the details of his life. But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stanley isn't. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred war—
I'm too old. I never let go. But still, so I'm completely and utterly worthless. No adventurer should have to go that way.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
I can't thank you all. And thank you, Lord Barbados. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to come, but I think that...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do...
And by libation, you mean you're not leaving this tavern till you...
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised. I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, tone down...
Come in, take a seat.
You made it.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? We looked every... So, did you at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made when actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago. At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's...
That's right. The tyrant of the winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of... Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake sand. In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom, and we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing, Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly get a creep.
Getting a little pecky.
Paimon's
You know, you're so... But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze, back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.